with the flow.
Can't forget about Coach Bergen. Of course. And if you don't got Coach Bergen, you ain't got shit.
What's up, Coach Bergen here, and welcome to the Coach Bergen Show. This is episode 32, and our guest today is Billy John Langers. He is a pro wrestler out of the UK. Hey,
Oh, how you doing, mate? You all right?
good. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. Very good indeed.
Good. Awesome. So, we are here with what's your wrestling name that you go by?
Billy John Langers.
Billy John Langers.
That's
All
it.
right. Awesome. All right, with Billy John Langers. Billy John Langers. Awesome. Cool. So, how did you get started with pro wrestling?
So, I've been watching wrestling essentially as long as I can remember. I never knew kind of like how to get into it. I was very much kind of a observer, watching and enjoying it. I used to play a lot of rugby. That was kind of my sport. Loved it. And then moved back home after being at university, and just took the gamble. Saw a school near me, and I was like, "Yeah, 100%, let's jump in." And since I've trained, apart from some injuries here and there, I've gone as frequently as I can. I've fallen in love with it, really.
Awesome. So, tell me about your first match. What was that like?
My first match was at Pro Wrestling Colossus in Margate here in England, and I'd gone along just to crew and help out. It was around Halloween time in 2024, and I brought my gear just in case. You know, they always say that to you when you're starting up. You know, bring your gear. You never know,
I've heard that
something
before.
might happen. Yeah, you know, something might happen. You know, travel or like people might get ill. You know, whatever. And it was a battle royal, like a Halloween kind of gimmick battle royal. I know Jordan Breaks and TK Cooper, who run the promotion. It was actually Jordan that pulled me aside and said, "You got your gear on you?" And I said, "Yeah, I do." And he goes, "Do you fancy being in the battle royal?" I went, "Yeah, man, I'd love to." He went, "Do you have anything like Halloweeny to wear?" And I went, No. So I had to run down to a shop like down the road to like a Poundland, which is like a dollar store. And
Okay.
I just grabbed a cheap Halloween mask and I just came out with it on. I was in there for like 4 minutes. It was
Nice.
the best debut you could have. I hit a couple of moves,
Awesome.
got out, easy as pie.
How long ago was that?
That was in October of 24, so that was about a year and a bit ago now.
Okay. All right. Cool.
It was fun
So,
though.
how many matches have you had since then?
I've had about, in total, I've only had about 12 matches, 12, 13 matches. I'm still quite new. I actually moved house.
What does
I
that
was,
mean?
so I was from London. I was
Yep.
born in London, apart from university, lived in London my whole life. And then I just moved house up to near Manchester. So in that kind of interim period of about 3, 4 months, I didn't really wrestle that much. I kind of took a bit of time off to focus on that. But now back into it now, and I'm starting to pick up a bit towards the end of last year, and I've got some interesting things coming up in this year, which I'm really looking forward to. So it's kind of, it feels for the first time kind of like good things are falling in place, you know, like starting to, you know, do all right. Yeah.
Awesome. You're starting to see all of the hard work that you put in turn into
Yeah,
something.
man. And yeah, it's a lot of hard work, man. And there's one of my best pals and my tag partner, Johnny Wildman, who's also down in London out of the Rev Pro London School. Him and I would do reps together just on our own with one of our coaches just as training, and you really get out what you put in. And him and I really put a lot of graft into it, and we've had great coaches and great pals we've met along the way, and it kind of has given, it's starting to come a bit like to fruition, if you will. Like when you get some stuff coming up, you're like, oh, like, wow, this is actually happening. It's something I've wanted for so long. So for it to finally happen is just brilliant, really.
Absolutely. So, what has been your favorite match you've had?
So my favorite match, there's two or three.
All right.
Well,
We
it's a
can
bit
do
of a
top
cop out.
three or top five if
Yeah.
you want.
So any match I ever had with my tag partner, just mucking about in the ring, or with one of my coaches, Shah, just little bits and bobs, or even not just like a little 5 minute training match. But apart from those, I had an in-house match in Wales with a big Bubba Quaid, who's a wrestler out of New Wave Academy, because I'm part of the New Wave Midlands Academy now.
Okay.
Their sister school in Wales, or the parent school, if you call it. And I went for a wrestling camp, and at the end of the camp, we had like an in-house show. I had a match with a big Bubba Quaid, and it was amazing, man. It was the first time, because I'm a very I get in my own head a lot about stuff. Like, I really want everything I do to be the best, and that was the first time I've, yeah, honestly, man. And it was the first time I've left a match and I've not been like, oh man, like, it was the first time I've left the match and been like, oh my gosh, like, that was amazing. Like, that felt brilliant. Nothing went wrong. We were both safe. Nothing went wrong. Got some amazing feedback. And also, my most recent match I had was only last week or the week before. I went down to UBW in Stevenage, just outside of London. Was in a rumble there, which was so much fun. You know, I went in there. I was in there for a good chunk of time. I was entrant number 4. I lasted until about 16. But it was so much fun, and it was that kind of like, it was one of the people come up to me and be like, yeah, like, we're going to do this and this, and then the rest of it is kind of left up to you. And it was kind of learning how to just relax out there and embrace it. And I could have done better. You know, I feel like if you feel like you're doing really well, then you need to speak to other people, because there's always room for improvement, you know what I mean? But I really felt comfortable in there, and like I belonged in there, and you know, the guys and girls backstage were amazing, and it's somewhere I definitely want to go back to. Like, they were so class down there, and it was such a good match, and I really enjoyed it.
Awesome. So, I learned recently that preparing for tag team matches is different than singles matches, and it sounds like you do both. So I want to ask which ones you prefer to do.
So it is difficult, because obviously in a singles match, you're dealing with one person, whereas in a tag match you've got 3 other people or more, depending on what kind of tag it is. So there's always kind of, the more moving parts there is, you know, the more you have to be a bit more switched on. It's a bit easier in terms of if I forget, or there's more people to like help you get back on that wavelength, or I do really enjoy tagging with my pal Johnny Wildman. We've had a tag match down at TPW. That was really fun, because I'm doing it with one of my best mates. Like, it was so fun. Unfortunately, because I moved, we haven't had the opportunity to tag as much as I'd want to. But I'm hoping that's something that this year we can explore again. But singles matches I personally feel that it's a lot more stressful as well, because like the eyes are solely on you and your opponent.
Right.
And that's where somebody that kind of gets a bit anxious and is a bit like, oh my God, like, what's going to happen? You know, you can kind of, that focuses more on you more. So it's more up to you to kind of like, you know, get the crowd on your side, or, you know, get the crowd to boo you, because, but I think with the more people in there, the more stuff you can do. But also, like, as I said, there's a little bit more to think about, and also, like, it's got to make sense, you know, like.
So there's more moving parts, but it sounds like you have more freedom to be creative.
Oh, 100%. There's been times where I've had tag matches where I've just been on the apron, just mouthing off at the crowd. It's funny. I like it. If you can't tell, I'm a bit of a loudmouth London bloke, so I like winding people up. It's fun. And from being a rugby player, from being stood on the sidelines, I know how to shout at people and wind people up and get people to have the ump with me, which is.
All right. So you're a heel, it sounds like.
I can do both. It depends on who's asking. Depends on who's paying. But
okay. All right, I like it.
I prefer being a heel, because I'm a big guy. I like. I feel I'm better suited to it. And also, as I said, it's going to sound a bit like not out of order, but I love winding people up. I love annoying people. I love making people hate me, because I also feel like I'm better at it, which means that the person I'm in there against is going to have a better opportunity to, like, because if I can be such an arse that people are screaming at me, shouting, throwing stuff at me, you know, wanting me to lose, and the person I'm in there with they're going to have a bit more like, I hope this guy gets battered, please. Can you do it? Get a bit more under him. And Yeah, no, he was definitely preferred. I worked face at the last Rumble I did, and that in itself was a bit interesting because I'd never done it on a show before, so it was a very new experience. But I tried my best. I feel like it went well. Like it was loads of fun. As I said, definitely somewhere I want to go back to. But face is, I think, it's a bit trickier to like connect with people on a level that they're going to want to cheer for you and want to get behind you. Whereas as a heel, it's quite easy to make people, have some
'Cause
disdain
it's
for you.
easier to piss everybody off than
Exactly.
it is to make them like you. Sometimes.
Exactly. Especially with my kind of gimmick where I'm like the
Mm.
rugby player. I'm a bit loud. I'm a bit like brash and a bit up my own arse, it works. And people like to boo me, which I enjoy a
All
lot.
right. So, how did you discover that you are meant to be a heel?
So for me, it's kind of like when I was watching wrestling growing up, and even like to this day, I kind of get more drawn towards heels. Like I enjoy them a lot. I feel like they're the perfect foil. Like all through wrestling history, if you look, like some of the heels have been some of the like most entertaining people for me to watch. So like all the way back, you had like Flair, who was a heel, who was like in the 80s and 90s in like Texas and like all of the territories. Like he was such a pain in the ass that people wanted to watch him lose, and then he'd like just take a battering, and then sneak and roll up or cheat and get the win. And obviously a little bit before my time, but from when I was watching wrestling, like '09 Orton, like Orton was just, I was so excited every time I saw him wrestle because it was like it's like a switch can flip, like just it's more engaging. Even nowadays, like kind of with heels, like a lot of the Death Rider stuff, a lot of their kind of for a lot of criticism they get in terms of like from like the wrestling community, the internet wrestling community, pardon me. Like you can't lie, when Hangman beat him, like Mox, like it was such a great moment. Like heels are supposed to draw you in, so you want to see the good guy win. And
Right.
I like being, as I said, a bit of a pain in the ass. Winding people up. I'm a big guy. I'm like 6'5", like 240. Like it suits me better, like than being like a face, because a lot of people I wrestle a lot of the time are going to be maybe a bit smaller than me. So it makes sense me being on top and just clubbing them and
Oh yeah,
mouthing
of
off at people,
course.
getting in the ref's face. What are you doing? It comes a bit more naturally to me as well, because when I used to play rugby, I used to really enjoy, as I said, even on the pitch, like winding people up. Like I'd take people's boots off and throw them. I'd like grab people's noses. I'd untie
In rugby?
laces. Yeah, 100%. Part of the game. It's
Okay.
so fun. It's so fun. And then if someone smacks you and then they get a yellow card, it's like,
Oh, nice.
see you
Okay.
later, son.
So
It
that
was
was the
so much
game.
fun.
All right. All right.
Well, it is a gentleman. It's a hooligan sport played by gentlemen, but there's nothing gentle or gentlemanly about me. And I'm just always, trying to. And also, I found when playing rugby, like if I'd wind people up, they kind of make errors, because where in rugby it's kind of quite snap judgments you've got to make. If I wind someone
Yeah.
up, it's to take their eye off the ball, and then I try and incorporate that into my wrestling a lot as well by just being a bit of a, as I
That
said, like just being a bit cheeky and a bit
yeah.
of a pain.
That makes sense
Yeah.
because like in MMA it's the same thing. Like
Mm.
the example that comes to mind, Nick Diaz, he was an MMA fighter, like
100%.
yeah, okay. So he would piss people off and kind of get in their heads, and then it would make them
Mm.
make mistakes a lot easier. And then he would just
100%.
capitalize.
Both Diaz brothers.
Yeah.
Chael would wind
Chael
people up so
Sonnen
much
too, yeah.
before. And then, like, you get in, even like McGregor with Aldo, like, just a barrage of just like winding him up, winding him up, winding him up, winding him up. And then he got in the cage and he was like, I just want to rip his head off. Charged him, got knocked out. Like,
Right, right. And he made the same mistake that Connor had predicted he was going to make.
yeah. He's in the
And yeah,
back, just like, bop, 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 and he was just like
yep,
telegraphing it, almost like he knew it was going to happen, which
exactly,
I
exactly.
guess he did.
And he predicted it. It did happen.
He did. Missed it
And
back, innit?
yeah. But anyways, so what big things do you have coming up for this year for your wrestling career?
I've got a couple things at the moment. My biggest one is next weekend. I'm going down to Margate, and I'm going to be wrestling in a tournament a 16-man tournament, the Uwada Open Invitational, and the winner of this tournament gets to go on to Resilience Pro Wrestling on the 1st of March and wrestle Koga, formerly known as Awada-san in Pro Wrestling Noah. And that will be the biggest opportunity of my career so far. It will probably be the biggest match of my career so far. At the moment, it's obviously still the first round. I've got Kaido, who's one half of the First Class Flyers, tag team based out of London. You know, it looks great. Like, I'm sure he's a great talent. I'm sure he's brilliant. But it's nothing personal, but it's just a case of I want it more. And no one's going to stop me because I've decided that I'm going to properly leave a mark on this year, and I really want to start as I mean to go on. And I'm going to start by, beating Kaido in next weekend, and then go through and through, make the finals, win in the finals, and then go on to hopefully wrestle Koga, where I'm going to bring a bit of noise out there at Margate and hopefully ruin a couple people's day by, winning the lot, which would be a personal favourite thing for me.
Perfect. So the 16-man tournament, is that all in one event, or is that over the course of multiple events? Because that'll be 4 matches, right?
Yes, it's over 2 days. So it's the 9th and the 16th. And then the finals on the 1st at Ground Zero, which is where you get where I will get the opportunity to wrestle Koga. And it's something I'm really excited about. Like, they reached out to me and didn't even give it a second thought. I was like, 100%, I'm there. I just hope they, want to bring me back, because I know I'm going to wind a lot of people up when I do win. It is going to ruffle a lot of feathers. But I'm not there to be liked. I'm there to do my job. I'm there to win the matches, and I'm there to get to the final, which is what I intend to do.
In fact, you're kind of there to be the opposite of liked. You're there to be hated, in a sense, right?
Exactly.
So what difference does it make? You might as well just go out there and, go with it.
Exactly. This isn't it. I mean, I know a lot of people say at the moment it's sports entertainment, but no, this is professional wrestling, and I'm a professional, and I'm going there to do a job. And just like rugby, like there's just a job to do. I'm going to go and do my job. I'm going to go do my job well, to the best of my ability. And I'm going to put my nose in people's chests, and I'm just going to go through them, and I will make the finals, and I hopefully will go through. It just depends on who I'm up against. There's a lot of good talent in there, like a lot of people that I know quite from training. A lot of people I've known from training with them before or seeing them about, and I'm looking forward to getting in the ring with them and showing them that, like, I'm not just not there for a jolly, I'm not there for a beer up. I'm there for business, and I'm there to win.
Awesome. So after you do win, we can do another podcast, and you can talk about how you won and all the matches and whatever. And feel free to talk as much shit as you want to about the other wrestlers.
Oh, I will.
I
will.
That'll make it go viral.
Yeah.
That'll make people share it, and they're going to be like, I can't believe he's saying this, da-da-da-da-da. And then, it'll be good.
100%.
It'll be good.
I'm buzzing for it.
Cool. So after that, do you have anything else already planned out?
Being up here, I'm currently part of, as I mentioned before, the New Wave West Midlands School. We've got a couple of events for New Wave at the moment. The card hasn't been announced yet, so hopefully, the gaffer can pull some strings, get me on there, because I'm eager to get myself out there, get myself, doing what I do best, which is, battering a couple of people, and then having a laugh afterwards, like I do. And then apart from that, I'm just going to take every opportunity as it comes. I'm still working in the background, trying to get myself in good nick, trying to get myself, really locked and motivated, get a bit of that tunnel vision going, so I can just, keep going forward. And then whatever opportunity arises, I'm snatching it with both hands, and I'm going to just go for it, really.
All right, cool. So if you could have a dream match with anybody, whether they're like active or not as a wrestler, who would it be?
Oh, that's such a tricky question. Wow. I guess my dream match is probably Ilya Dragunov. Like, Ilya Dragunov, I remember watching in like WXW and like Progress, because just before, a couple years before lockdown, like when I be such a fan of wrestling and you kind of watch like YouTube channels like, you know, your What
Yeah.
Cultures or your Wrestle Talk or your Cultaholic and stuff. And I started finding out about Progress and Rev Pro, ICW in Scotland. And like, that's where I kind of started hearing about the Gunthers and the, you know, JD McDonoughs and the Shah Samuels, who ended up being one of my coaches and a dear friend of mine who I'd also, you know, that's another dream match. But Dragunov, just the way he wrestled, I remember watching his first match against Gunther in NXT UK when there was like no crowd, and just the brutality of that match of them just hitting each other as hard as they could, and just the tenacity that he has and the aggression, and his cardio's off the charts, and just he really, that would be one. I'm not scared of anyone. I've never been scared of anyone, but if I saw Ilya Dragunov ever come through a curtain, I would have to kind of take a moment, look at him, and be like, okay, this is happening now, and have that deep breath. And he's just a man at the end of the day, but you know, you got to bite down on
Right.
that gum shield, and you got to, you know, I'd stress out playing rugby against the All Blacks or the Springboks, but at the end of the day, they're all human, and you just got to kind of come down
Exactly.
and, you know.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. So, if you couldn't be a pro wrestler, what would you be doing?
If I couldn't be a pro wrestler, um, in general, like life or just like sport.
Yeah, I mean, what would you be going for? You know, would you still be going for some kind of goal or?
100%. I guess one of my there's kind of two. One of them would be if I was a bit younger and I had a better knees, I'd try and do rugby. I kind of fell out of love with it a bit when I was growing up, but that's a big regret of mine. I should have definitely stuck onto it. But no, because I love watching rugby, all the Premiership, International, even like league, um, more club level stuff as well. One of my best pals lives in Birmingham, which is about an hour away from me, and I'll go down every other weekend, watch him play. I've got a pair of boots over in the corner, of course. Even like the women's internationals that just went when it was Canada and England in the finals. Rugby is a big part of my life. A lot of my family played rugby. And also another goal is, you know, soppy and silly as it sounds, but just to be happy and just to be comfortable and just to be, you know, be happy in what I do and be happy doing it, and you know, just try and be positive and yeah, just try and be chill, really.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. So, if you could eat only one meal for the rest of your life, what would that meal be? You can have as much of it as you want. You can variety it up, you know, but it would be the same basic meal every day.
It would have to probably be some form of like pasta. I can use so
Pasta?
much with it. Yeah, I love seafood pasta, man. I love like seafood tagliatelle or like chicken Alfredo's amazing. Just any form of pasta or pizza, you can do so much with it. The world's your
Mm,
oyster. It's
that's true.
class.
That's
Mm,
true. I usually would answer the question saying like eggs, scrambled eggs, because then you can do the same basic kind of thing as you're, you know,
mm,
explaining with pasta, where there's different stuff you can add into it, different
mm,
variety. But I get what you're saying. I like that, and it actually sounds like a lot more options that come out of it by going
mm.
with the option of pasta instead of,
Yeah,
you
man.
know, instead of eggs. Or like pizza is one that I hear a lot too.
Yeah, man. And also heaps cool as well. I
Yeah.
bloody love this stuff. Can't get enough of it.
Mm. All right. So let's see. What do you have any favorite memories or moments that you want to share from your career so far?
Um, the first thing that obviously comes to mind is any time that myself, my tag partner, Johnny Wildman, or my pal and coach Shah, whenever we drove to any show, was just such a laugh. You know, just those road trips, just spending some time and just having a laugh. You know, and we're all pals, so we just mug each other off, and we're just going there and having a laugh. I'd probably say my the last match I had was up there. because I was kind of when I moved up here and I changed training schools, I was a bit kind of worried about how I would make the change across, and especially towards the end of the summer, I was getting a bit kind of, this is a bit harder than I thought it would be. And then to end the year on such a high, I had a lot of my friends come and watch me live for the first time, which was so nice. Like, it really kind of reaffirmed to me that like this is what I want to do, and there's no doubt in my mind that I want to push this as far as I can take it. Um, and it's the classic thing is wrestling owes you nothing, but I owe wrestling a lot. It's really got me out of some bad spots. It's let me meet some incredible people, you know, some really good friends that I still have to this day. And to end the year on such a high, you know, being surrounded by peers and friends and had a good performance, I was just really, it really kind of underlined that for me to be like, you're doing something right, son. You know, keep at it. Deep breaths when it gets a bit crap. Just keep grafting. That's all you can do. Just keep grafting, keep going forward. Because no one's going to do it for you. You've got to do it for yourself. So, you know, just got to put the work in, and what you put in, hopefully, will come back to you, which is what I'm fingers crossed about for this year.
Mm. All right. So, and speaking of for this year, I just remembered that this is the first episode I've done of 2026. So, congratulations. You know, you get to be the first one.
Thank you. It's a privilege. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Thank you. And so this is part of why I started the podcast, is so I can be able to share my story with more people. So 10 years ago, I was in a coma, and the doctors had told my parents that best case scenario, I was going to be in a vegetative state the rest of my life. I had all these crazy dreams while I was in it. I thought they were true when I woke up. And then when I did wake up, they brought me to a rehab center to teach me to walk again. And on that first night there, the doctor said it was going to be a few months, probably a year, before I made it back home. And I told him I was going to be home next week. And he started laughing at me. He's like, I have no clue where you're getting that idea from. It's going to be at least a few months, and then we'll talk from there. And I said, well, no offense, doctor, but you don't know me. I am going to be home next week. And then a week to that day, I made it back home. And so I wrote down everything about the experience, and I turned it into a movie script. And then that's actually what I was working on today. So I appreciate, the extra half hour. So I decided recently to make it in the form of my cartoon characters, because I have this cartoon called Jiu-Jitsu Monkey and Friends. And so I figured I can tell it through the perspective of them, and that would be a lot easier than trying to get people together and film scenes. And then you got budgets, and you have to keep like sound quiet, and it's just a lot more goes into that than it would be for me to just create it as animation. So I've been working on that a lot the last 3 months, and it's like almost done. We're like 1 or 2 drafts away from the finished product, but I'm excited for it. And so yeah, it's called Coma Dreams, and a coma is just a comma in your life.
Hell yeah, man.
So
I'm so glad to hear that, man. Like,
yeah, thank you for letting me share.
No, of course. That sounds heavy, but you obviously you're a tough old nut to crack in it. Like, you were batting a week. That's cool. And I used to, do scripts and stuff at uni, so I know how like taxing that can be as well. So, and I've worked in the health service here, so I know and seen firsthand stuff like that. So, yeah, more power to you, man. That's cool.
Thank you. What do you do in the health service?
I used to work in hospitals, in A&Es, and in like CT and MRI.
Oh, okay.
And now I work kind of on the other side of it. I kind of do like staffing and like the more admin side of it, making sure everyone's where they're meant to be.
Gotcha.
Just get shouted at down the phone, really.
Okay.
I just get shouted at down the phone, yeah.
And then you hurt people in your off time.
100%. It's got to be done. It has to be done.
Yeah, of course. All right. Cool. So does that get confusing at all? Working at a place where you're helping people and then working, hurting people? Do you feel conflicted ever internally?
Not at all.
Not at all. All right. You're able to
I'm
separate the two
quite,
personalities.
yeah, I'm able to kind of switch it off. At the end of the day, I'm in there to, you know, do a job. We're both in there, and if I don't do it to them, they're going to do it to me. So
Right.
I'd rather get there first, get in, get out, have a couple of quid in my back pocket, have a couple of beers with the boys, and lie in bed at night. The thing is with what we do, it's not, it is a contact. You can't get away from it. You can't, I can't fake picking you up and slamming you on the ground. I can't
Right.
fake punching you in the mouth. I can't fake, when I use my headbutt to your face, like that's all pretty real, man. And they're going to do the same, if not worse, to me. They're going to try and put me down because in that match at that moment in time, it's us two, and only one of us is getting their arm raised and walking out. The other one's going to be worse off, and I don't want to be that guy. I'd rather
Mm.
be with my arm raised and looking at the lights. So I'm able to kind of turn that off, and also it's fun. I do like chopping, and I do like hitting people and doing all what I do because I'm not bad at it.
Of course, of course. All right. So earlier today, this morning, I had saw on this clip of another podcast, and they were doing a game or whatever called One Word. So basically, you're gonna just respond one word when I give these names, and to
100%.
whatever first word comes to mind. And I'm not, really prepared on this yet, to be honest, because I've just decided to do it now. And so I'm going to list wrestlers that you've mentioned. And then I'll probably try to throw some more in there too that I, remember. So,
Yeah, 100%.
all right, Ric Flair,
Heel,
Randy Orton,
snake,
Big Show,
um, giant,
John Cena,
legend,
Vince McMahon,
court. No, I can't say that. I can't say
I can cut that part if you want.
that. No, it's all right. Office.
All right. All right. Triple H.
Nose.
Okay.
I just keep thinking of those Jim Cornette stories. Just mucking them all.
All right. Roman Reigns.
Chief.
All right, that's all I got for you. But did you had a story on the Triple H? It sounded like.
Oh no, man! I just remember like when I was a bit, younger coming up, or not even younger coming up, just before I kind of like, started even wrestling and stuff. I used to watch the like some of the Jim Cornette shoot interviews, and I just for some reason just the only thing that sticks out in my head is just him ripping into Triple H's nose and just being so horrible to me. I don't know why, but when you said Triple H, that's the first thing that popped into my
Okay.
head of him saying that his like Cornette was like his brown nose grew with steroid usage and stuff. I don't know why that came to my head.
When I hear Triple H, what comes to my mind is him at like his walkout. Basically, he flips his hair back and then does the
Yeah, in the
mist.
water. Yeah,
Yeah,
I could have said sledgehammer, or like for some reason
Sledgehammer too. Yeah.
another thing I randomly think of is when RVD broke his neck, like
Mm.
crushed his throat in the elimination chamber. I remember that. Well, not remember it. But I don't know why that comes to it. He's had so many like. I think he gets a lot of stick. Like he gets stick currently for like how he books stuff, but I think back in the day he got some stick. But he was really like good is an understatement, but like he was so reliable. Like I think if he didn't do the curtain call and stuff, like obviously what ifs and stuff, but like it I think even with like that happening and him and the argument being that obviously with the curtain call and stuff and then him not winning King of the Ring that year and then Austin winning it and then becoming Austin, I think like with Hunter, like I'm saying that like I know him, but like with Triple H, it's like even though like you can air quotes like say that it went really bad for him, he ended up making so much of it. Like one of my favorite matches of all time is him and Michaels at SummerSlam '02. Like, I think that's as perfect of a match as you can get, in my opinion. But he had so much cool stuff. But then I think a lot of it is kind of dotted with like you had the stuff with Steiner, which wasn't brilliant, and you had the stuff with Booker, which was kind of a bit, not brilliant. And then, but the stuff, everything with him and Michaels and him and Orton and him and Batista and him and Cena and everything is brilliant. I don't know why I said no's. I feel really bad. I'm probably not going to get a job there.
Well, he did a lot in his career, so you got to remember him for something, right? And most people probably don't remember him for that. But who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
His body's also battered as well. Like, he absolutely ripped his quad off the bone. Like,
oh, yeah.
badly. His pec, like, what did he come back at Madison Square Garden for? Do you remember he had the really fucking cool, like, denim jacket and he did something. That was probably his pec when he was in that match with Benoit and Jericho, and it was him.
Okay.
Someone I remember, he tore his quad and then got put in the Walls of Jericho. That's insane.
Yeah.
With a torn quad, I was like, if I had torn a quad, I'd be absolutely no. We're going.
All right, I had a question come in. It says from the great, looks like Gatsby, but it's spelled a little bit differently. And it says, ask him about Ibiza. All
right, so that is Johnny Wildman, my tag partner. And him and I, along with another wrestling friend of ours, John Saeed, went to the amazing Spanish island of Ibiza, which is like a big party island. And absolutely nothing bad happened there. And none of it has been redacted from the record, I promise.
Okay.
No, joking. A lot of fun was had. A lot of it is redacted. And I would do it again in a heartbeat.
All right.
The local police have no problems with me personally whatsoever. I was allowed to fly back on time. And that's all good.
Good. The best story that never happened.
It was so funny, man. We fought in the airport on the way home like an old married couple because like we were both so hungover going home, and it was like our flight got delayed like the day we were leaving, and it was like 11 o'clock in the night. We were supposed to fly at 2 in the afternoon. We still went on our plane. Me and him were literally just bickering like an old married couple. I look back at it now, it's so funny, but at the time I was so cross. Like, I didn't get back till 8 a.m. the next day. I hadn't slept. I'm still in like my stinking clothes I'd been out clubbing in. Oh, so much fun. I'd definitely do it again. Like, it was so fun. Ibiza is fun.
Okay.
If you can take anything from this, Ibiza is fun. It is fun.
Where is Ibiza?
It's a Spanish island off. I don't know where it is. It's in the sea, innit? But like, if like Spain's here, it's like down at the bottom, off to the side. It's nice. It don't take that long. From London, it was about 2-hour flight, if that, 3 hour maybe.
Okay.
Got there.
So it's not far from you. It's not far from you then.
Yeah, not that bad. Like the thing is, like especially around England and stuff, like the flights around Europe and stuff, which is kind of like where a lot of people go on holiday, like around France or Italy or Greece. I think the maximum you're flying if you're going on holiday is like 4 or 5 hours. But I know like being in the States, it takes you ages to get just cross country, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on how you're traveling. But like supposedly the state of Texas is as big or bigger than Russia. And that's like baffling to me. But it's like America apparently is pretty huge. And
it's not small at all.
Yeah, it's not small at all.
I will give you that. I'll give you that. I will give you that.
But from my understanding, Texas is bigger then it might not even been Russia that I'm thinking of, but there's supposedly a country that is way
Yeah,
bigger
I was
than
about
it.
to say. I was like,
I think it's
I,
Russia, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So that's why I'm second guessing myself now.
yeah.
But something, I don't know. But I remember
Mm,
it's huge. And
mm.
yeah, so I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. America is big. America is
It is
big.
big.
And then for some reason there's Canada and then Alaska
Mm.
connected to it. So Alaska is part of America, but like it's not connected to it. It's not connected
Yeah,
to
so
America directly. It's like you have to go through
mm,
Canada to get there, I think. I've
yeah.
never been. So, and I
Mm.
don't really have any intention on going because apparently it's dark all year and
Mm.
it's very cold too.
I like that.
So, like they don't
I
have
don't
much
take that.
sunlight. It's like 4 hours a day of sunlight or something.
Nice.
So,
Oh, that doesn't sound too bad at all.
yeah. Um, but I mean, I've never been there. So that could just be something I'm hearing and taking
Mm.
as fact because, like, I
It
can't
makes
prove
sense,
it
here
to be
because it's right
true.
at the top of the globe, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know where my states or geography or, I don't really know all that too well. That's kind of why I podcast and,
Hell yeah, man.
and then why I create cartoons because that's the stuff I kind of have figured out I know how to do.
Mm.
And yeah, but before this, I was actually a personal trainer for quite a while and
Nice,
helping
man.
people get healthy. And
Very nice.
so I'm going to be incorporating a lot of that into my cartoon, but it's going to be like kind of sprinkled in where it's, helping to
Mm.
educate about, taking care of your health and your fitness, making sure to do push-ups, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm.
You know, different foods, different, importance of water, hydration, rest,
Mm.
recovery. Yeah, there's a
Sure.
lot. There's a lot that I can get into with it. Um,
Sure.
but 2026 is going to be a big year, and
Mm.
I'm working right now on once this film is finished, Coma Dreams. I'm working on getting it onto Prime Video, and then
Hell yeah, man. That'd be fun.
yeah. So there's like another step in between being able to do that. It has to go onto another platform first called Film Hub, and I don't quite
Mm.
understand the process, but something about aggregator, I don't know what that word even means, but they're
Mm.
like the in between to from like me to Prime Video. And
I
so
got you. Yeah,
they
yeah,
would
yeah.
end up pitching it to Prime and
Yeah,
getting
I
it
see that.
onto the platform or whatever. So
100%.
maybe it's almost like similar to like a manager, where they're
Yeah,
getting you, they're selling your film,
yeah, like an
or an
agent or
agent or
something. Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I'm still very new to it. This is the first full length film I've ever created that wasn't like just going onto YouTube. Um,
Mm.
and this is the only one I've actually put a lot of work into. Everything else was kind of just like recording stuff as it was happening and then putting it together. This is actually like creating scene by scene and recreating scenes from like as close to my reality as possible, and then still making it work with the cartoons and
Yeah.
making it so that way it's like entertaining and you know yeah.
Mm.
So it's but once I get this one, then it's going to be a lot easier to start getting
Mm.
more and more films created. And
Yeah, it's just getting your foot in the door, in it. Like it's just getting
yeah, yeah,
those initial eyes on you, and then yeah.
right, right. And more so too, like just the process of how to actually do it. And
Mm.
yeah, but it's all coming together and everything works out in the end. So, you know, all
Nice.
right. So we will definitely do another podcast episode after you win, and you know, definitely in the future. Either way, but I know you're
100%.
gonna win. So I just, not putting additional pressure on you. You get to come back on the Coach Bergen show either way.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey,
Of course, I appreciate you.
no worries, man. I am gonna win that, man. And when I do win it, I'll come back. I'll bring everything back here, and I'll let you know just how it went.
Perfect. Thank you. Awesome.
Yeah.
So enjoy the rest of your day, and
Thank
I
you.
will
You
let
too,
you
man.
know when this gets uploaded and when I have clips
100%.
ready.
Gosh, man, 100%.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No worries, man.
All
Get
right.
up.
All right. Later.
Yo, why is my brain still humming? No time, if I lose this, I'm done. Where's the booth? Move! Yeah. I'm like, please, any beat, just go. Dream left a melody that won't let go. Coma dream visions got my thoughts in a choke. Now I'm sprinting to the mic like I'm chasing a joke. I'm like, please, don't you fade on me. Universe talking in a strange degree. I've been trapped in my head for eternity, but the dream said, coach, let the real you free. Laid out, staring at the ceiling of a 10, mind bent, ego spent, third eye paid rent. Saw myself fighting myself in a wild event, arguing over what coach really represents. Coma dreams had me meet my inner critic, dude petty as hell, low-key analytic. Call my whole persona basically a gimmick, then shrug like fine, at least you still win it. Then boom, the dream hit like a cheat code drop. Heard a rhythm in my chest that would not stop. Woke up sprinting through the dirt with a half-formed thought, trying to catch inspiration for the whole thing. Rots bust through the studio, flap like a frantic raccoon. Voice cracking like puberty hitting too soon. Engineer startled, I'm like, yo, hit it, we ain't got room. Then yell the line exactly like in the show. Hey, record right now, please go. Where'd beat go? Go! I'm like, please, any beat just go. Dream left a melody that won't let go. Coma dream visions got my thoughts in a choke. Now I'm spitting in the booth, yelling it's a joke. I'm like, please, don't you fade on me. I've been trying to find a line between fear and free. Thought spirals trying to steal my identity, but the dream said, coach, rewrite your memory. It's a joke how I dodge my potential like smoke. Skipping open doors till the hinges broke. It's a joke how I choke when the moment invokes. Then the dream hit different like, bro, you woke. It's a joke. It's a joke. I've been drowning in doubt like a carnival dunk tank. Saying trust me with my trust blank. Trying to paint perfect, same brush, same paint. But perfection ain't real, that's a lie we inflate. All my fears lined up in the dream like a rose. Talking trash like he's not coming back. Do the most and the punchline dropped like a heavenly ghost. The only thing blocking me was me being the host. So I snapped, let the bars drip raw, unplanned. No ego in the booth, trying to micro me and man. Heart finally speaking, took the job in hand. I became who I've been trying to brand. It's a joke. Double time, flow, look, overthink, overbuild, overanalyze. Turning every little fear into oversized. Brain sprinting through a million different alibis. Till the dream slap back like minimize. Ego talk big, but it paralyzed. Had me looping every doubt like it's televised. But the moment that I realized all the lies vaporized. Now the real me re-energized. Call my dream, show me who I never recognized. Why sabotage, why strategize. Why chase validation like a prize. And why the best damn bars come improvised. So now I ain't holding back, I ain't scrolling back. I ain't trying to keep my soul intact. I just wrote the track with a holy smack. Dream tapped in like bro, wait. So now move, not with fear, not force routines, but trust in the heart of what the vision means. No analyzing every crack behind the scenes. I just build, I just breathe, I just make coma dreams. Breathe in, breathe out. Talking to myself like I'm mindfulness sad, but it works though. Every time I relax, I unwrap a new spark, a new part of my heart that was trapped in the dark, dark, dark. I'm like, please, chord any beat, just go. It's a joke. I'm like, please, chord any beat, just go. It's a joke. I'm like, please, it's a joke. It's a joke. I'm like, please, it's a joke. It's a joke. Dream gave a message only I could know. Ego tried to block, but it moved too slow. So I let myself fall in the creative flow. I'm like, it's a joke. It's a joke. Thoughts turn clearer when you stop the plea. If the dream was a joke, then the punchline's key. I had the whole damn song inside of me. It's a joke. It's a joke. That moment, that script, that line. It's a joke. 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 Coma is just a comma in your life. Trust and believe everything will be alright. Be alright. You ain't done yet, you just paused mid-fall in your life. Trust and believe everything will be alright. Be alright. You ain't done yet, you just paused mid-fall. Trust and believe everything will be alright. You ain't done yet, you just paused mid-fall. I was walking through the jungle with my people by my side. Didn't know that in in a moment, I'd be fighting for my life. Felt the world start spinning, colors all fade to white. Next thing I knew, I was falling out of sight. Heard voices in the darkness saying, coach, hold tight. But the fear in Queen Jeezy had me wanting to fight. Dreams turn to storms when you can't stand upright. But every storm breaks when you step into the light. A coma is just a comma in your life. Trust and believe everything will be alright. Be alright. You ain't done yet, you just paused mid-fight. Trust and believe everything will be alright. You ain't done yet, you just paused mid-fight. In the hospital bed, trying to piece back time. Maya told me, breathe, one step you'll climb. Truth lying, drop facts while the monitors chime. Said your brain hit a wall, but your hope still shines. Juji made jokes when the nights felt long. Panda read stories, keeping my heart strong. Hilarious hood pulled pranks, but he meant no wrong. And Stamps hustled salts when the pressure felt on. Every dream I battled was a lesson in disguise. Every fall just a setup for a stronger rise. When Queen JC cried, man, it opened my eyes. I ain't quitting on my people, ain't no goodbye. A coma is just a comma in your life. Trust and believe everything will be alright. Be alright. You ain't done yet, you just paused mid-fight. Trust and believe everything will be alright. You ain't done yet, you just paused mid-fight. He's good. He's more than good. He's still winning. A setback ain't a sentence. It's just a pause in the paragraph. I woke up with a vision and a fire in my chest. Every scar I carry is a reason I'm blessed. Life hit hard, but I hit back twice. Yeah,